What's good, fam? We are live. Sorry, starting a little bit late. I had to get my snacks going: popcorn, a protein bar, and then a protein drink. And I was also they had the North Carolina Syracuse game on. The blowout, but Syracuse kind of coming back, so they're extending that game. But we're finally watching it right now. Currently, 18 minutes. Kansas with 5, Texas Tech 3. So key things to watch out here, honestly, are, as I adjust my volume on my headset, is Texas Tech threes. Kansas needs to limit them because they can hit them in bunches, all 5 guys. Like even JT Toppin can step out and hit an open 3 if necessary. He's not the best 3-point shooter. He likes to get the ball in the post like he is right now. Little float game, and here we go. Watts shoots a 3, almost made it, top of the key. So they like to play 5 out a little bit. JT Toppin just in the middle. They have to watch out for the 3s. So defensively, Kansas, you need to do that, and then get JT Toppin in foul trouble. Get their whole team in foul trouble. Like I mentioned on my reel, they just don't have. Texas Tech doesn't have a lot of depth. They're really good, solid 5, dynamic duo with JT Toppin, Christian Anderson, but they don't have a lot of depth. Get their guys in foul trouble, and with Melvin Council Jr., the point, Darren Peterson, even Trey White, man, these guys, Flory Badunga, these guys are capable if they get it one-on-one. Dude, Darren Peterson jump shot so sweet. He just had a nice little off-the-screen curl, elbow jumper. So nice, so smooth. All right, enough of glazing Darren Peterson, but yeah, the Kansas, all their guys can, if they have a one-on-one matchup that's favorable, they can go out their guy and score and draw fouls. So that's the key for Kansas. And that's why I picked Kansas, even though it's United Supermarkets Arena in Lubbock. It's tough. But feel free to put any comments or whatever. Watts shoots another 3. It's already 2 shooting up. He's going to hit. They're going to hit some. Once this place gets loud, it's tough. So I can see Kansas jumping out to a little bit of a lead. They just can't get down big early. It's tough. I mean, BYU kind of went down a little bit. They played them somewhat tight all game, but once that crowd gets involved, man, it's uphill battle to say the least. Good block by Bryson Tiller. Kansas has the size. Like I said, BYU struggled with Kansas's size. I think Tech is going to struggle with their size. Watts with another 3. It hits it, you know? Got to watch out for that. Peterson just drawed a foul. That's what Kansas got to do. This one. But Kansas played a very good game against BYU. Did exactly what they needed to do. Win. BYU, not the best game. I've talked about BYU's flaws before, but it's Kansas team, man. Darren Peterson is healthy. Even if he's not 100% healthy, you can get him for, stretches at a time. Make him get the important thing is that have him at the end of the game. I think that's the most important thing. That's why you saw BYU be able to come back. Darren Peterson played a little bit of the first half, like 2-3 minutes, I want to say. Then BYU was able to come back because You're having Darren Peterson on the offensive end. There's just so many options. Opens the court up for a lot of your role players, other guys. Yeah, I'm so hungry right now. Doing this somewhat of a diet. I'm only really eating one meal a day. True meal. So, and that meal for me is lunch. So when I wake up to noon, no solid food, just liquids. So usually water majority of the time. And yeah, nothing until at least noon. And then I have a big lunch. That's like my one big meal for the day. And then at night, it's just snacks, you know, like right now I'm eating popcorn, uh, protein bar, protein shake. And that usually fills me up because I'll usually do post gym and I drink a ton of liquids during the gym. So kind of fills up my stomach a bit. But tonight I'm extra hungry. Oh, that's huge. I actually didn't know this. Christian Anderson didn't start, and he has an illness, so they're talking about him not even possibly playing. That's a huge blow to Texas Tech. Not gonna lie, he's your leading goal. You know, Petty has to have a big game. Petty can do the distance. I think Petty can pick up a lot of the slack, but having those two guys in the court to stretch the floor out, you know, feed the ball to JT Toppin, tough when you don't have them, especially against this good Kansas backcourt. Melvin Council, he can burn you on the offensive end, but he's a pretty good defender as well. Fastest man in the country, quickest guy in the country, Melvin Council. Actually, I haven't seen Kansas freshman play. What's his name? Started at the beginning of the year. He hasn't been playing recently. Yeah, they're showing their bench. Kansas 349th in the country. Tech 354. Around like 12, 13 points each per game. I'd be surprised what BYU is. They're probably pretty down there as well. They're starting super heavy. Yeah, but makes me like my bet a lot more. Do Christian Anderson not in the game? Ooh, that's a big blow. He's the second best player. I'm trying to see if he's even on the bench. I don't even think he might not be on the bench. And that double dual threat, I like that. Tiller and Badunga. Tiller's your shooter for both 6'10", 6'11". That's where BYU really needs to get more size at that four spot. Imagine if AJ was playing that three spot before. Totally different. Especially our four man that can shoot. That's the floor. And one. True White. Crazy his name's actually Bryson Tiller, you know, like the R&B guy. Oh, I mean, Trey White shooting 44% from three. No, they're not low-key, like sneaky good. Who's carrying this team when Darren Peterson wasn't playing? And then Council. They're just talking about them both right now. Popping straight away from three, straight backboard. Not his game. But, I mean, he's wide open. I've seen him make that shot. It'll be interesting. I think Kansas has the ability to really attack the paint in this game. Since like Toppin's really their only good like defensive presence in the paint, especially if he's in foul trouble and he's attack that paint. That's one thing you can't do. Kansas turn the ball over. I like the aggressiveness stuff. Yeah, Tech is going to shoot a lot of threes. That's the game. Two-man game, usually with Anderson and Toppin. Spread it out, pick out the three. Another three. Hit it. To shoot a lot of threes. Counts is just so quick. Imagine if you like a knockdown shooter from three. He's got a super good NBA player. He's hitting different. Broken. Not the best shot. Or was open in that pick and pop. Well, watch this a smaller guy on him. He goes you up. All right. On the 12th timeout. Not gonna lie, I've been to Lubbock. Not much out there. To be fair, that was more like 4 or 5 years ago. No, probably more, like 6 or 7. I wonder if it's been built out a little bit. All that oil money. I'm watching Land Band right now. Really good show. All that oil money. Today, not a lot of sports action in general. NBA state's pretty dry. We only have one other bet besides my Kansas one, and that's Clippers. Harden's ruled out again, but Kawhi, they're at the Intuit Dome back in LA. They beat a good Suns team in Phoenix. Sixers, that obviously don't have Paul George anymore. He got that big 25-game suspension. Sucks for me because he's on my fantasy basketball team. But is what it is. So he'll play the final 10 games of the season, I believe. But yeah, you still got Maxey, you got Edgecombe. Embiid's probable. He's listed on the injury report every single day, every single time, but he pretty much plays, especially this part of the season. So line was Philly minus 1.5. I took Clippers minus 1.5, like plus 116. I still think the Clippers can win this game. Been on a tear lately with Kawhi playing like an all-star, even though Loki got snubbed from the all-star game. They had to put in LeBron instead because they love LeBron. But yeah, they won. I think they're on a 6 or 7 game win streak. Let me check real quick. Oh, sorry, they're only on a 1 game win streak. Yeah, that's right. They lost against. Other than that, like they won. Excuse me, 4 of the last 5 games. So I like the Clippers in this spot. Those are my only 2 bets for the day. Things definitely slowing down until we get the conference tournaments or college basketball, and then we also got the Super Bowl this weekend. We'll talk about it in our show tomorrow about our predictions and everything. But the line's like 4.5 right now. Seahawks. If anything, honestly, the only thing I would really be interested in, like first half, Seahawks spread, and possibly like a defensive touchdown score. Eddie $1.03. Camp Dallas 6.2. Gets off. Gets up on his release. Petty does. Kind of kicks his leg forward a little bit, but nothing super unnatural. Trey Rice picks up his second foul. 7 now. Rice coming back in. All right, this last week though, Texas Tech 20, Kansas 17. Kansas playing pretty well so far. Not letting the crowd get in the game. Just keep protecting that 3-point line. A good steal from Watt. Toppin's not even on the court. There's this guy, the backup looks exactly like him. I didn't even notice that wasn't him. Maybe my ears. I'm with literally looks exactly like you. Oh, good block for Dunga. I love Dunga. I just like the way he plays his motor. Very high IQ guy as well. Not that best shot. He's steal by KG. Missed the money. You know what's interesting with guys like Jakey Topping? Like, they don't necessarily have NBA size to play the center. So they're going to probably be playing more of a four, being like 6'8", 6'9". So, I mean, more and more, there are centers that are like 6'9", but they're highly skilled, like Bam Adebayo. I don't think JT can really handle it like Bam can, but he's going to have to develop a three-point shot at some point. Watch. He'll keep shooting that shot. Oh, over the back by Toppin. Foul. That wasn't a lot. That wasn't a ton. Yeah, two now. That's big. That's huge. This is the issue with Texas Tech. Rosario. That's right. He's a freshman that started the beginning of the year for Kansas. Started first 6 games. He said he hasn't played the last 3 games. So yeah, it's accurate. Yeah, they weren't getting a ton of production from him. And boy, back up for Toppin. Petty got up. High release first jump shot. He jumps up there. So I see why he gets fouled a lot. Nope. Oh, good rebound by Rosario. That's the stuff they need to play. And TP hits a three off the offense rebound. Yeah, Rosario wants more minutes. Keep doing stuff like that. Right. They can hit threes, Tech can. 5 for 15. Ooh, offensive foul. Good job by Petty by getting to the spot. Big Monday. All right, I think it's under 8 timeout, but So far, pretty good game. Aaron Peterson not as hot as last game, but he's still lethal. You can't leave him easy. Mm. We got some Little Caesars pizza commercials. Oh, I would kill for a pizza right now. Not gonna lie. I love pizza. So good. Like I'm out of timeout. Next step up 3 on Kansas, 25-22. 6:25 left in the first half. Yeah, I don't think Christian Anderson's playing this game. That's a big deal. Mm. So they just said Christian Anderson will get reevaluated in the second half. So he's not necessarily ruled out for the rest of the game, but obviously that's not good news. Him not to be able to play even the first half. I know it's a huge game, but like if you can't play the first half, I don't see how they can necessarily get him to play the second half. Shoot him up with some IVs and or something. Yeah, and the thing is, even if he does play, I'm not sure how effective he'll be. You know, maybe hit some threes, but other than that, on the defensive end, or handling the ball. Trust me, I played sick and it sucks. Conditioning just sucks. Long rebounds, shoot a lot of threes, get long rebounds. This is an interesting matchup. Watts backing down DP and doesn't get it. DP, pretty good defense. Not a small guy, 6'5", 215 or so, or 206, 205. And one, Bryson Tiller. See, Kansas, they can draw fouls. Already in the, I'm pretty sure the bonus next foul. I'm not sure what's going on here. Timeout got called, but yeah, Tech already has 6 fouls, 5 minutes left. So next foul goes to bonus, 1-on-1. Yeah, I wonder if the college will ever go to double bonus immediately, kind of like NBA. Obviously, you can't make everything similar, the exact same, since time difference, quarters versus halves. But I mean, I kind of like that. You kind of have to, immediately get 2 free throws. You have to earn the second free throw by making the first free throw with the 1-on-1. Makes things a lot more interesting. All right, they're coming back from the timeout. All right, Tiller ties the game, 25 even, 25 all. So Kansas is literally switching all screens. Creates mismatches, but eliminates, I think, a lot of what Texas Tech wants to do as far as like pick and rolls with JT Toppin. Tough shot. It's exactly what they want. They want to have Tech play 1-on-1, disrupt their offense. Foul. Another foul. Bonus. It was a not great foul. Yeah, I want to say Tech is really small right now. Like Watts, I think, might be your like biggest guy out there, and he's like 6'6", maybe 6'7". JT Toppin checks back in. I'm Kansas. Don't disrupt your offense, but you can go at him. Get him in ball screens. I think that's a good way. Tiller misses the front end. Missed opportunity right there. Good rebounding by Kansas. Oh, surprised that wasn't a foul. Jump ball. Kansas ball. All right, now under 4 timeout. I mean, I understand the reasons for all those timeouts, like immediate timeouts and stuff, but dude, sometimes just the timing of them. Like literally, we just had a 30-second timeout in like 6 minutes for the under 8 timeout, and then now it's under 4 timeout. So, and like 2 minutes have gone off the clock. So far, great game. But they were talking about Bill Self telling his team to really pack the paint, because I think that's where Texas Tech thrives a little bit, because they play the inside out. JC Toppin in the inside. dominant. They can't get it inside, then they kick it out for a three, like collapse kick. And that's how Texas Tech, I think, runs a lot of their offense, as well as pick and rolls with JT Toppin and usually Christian Anderson. Yeah, dang. Like, I guess the line for the North Carolina Syracuse game was minus 11 and a half. And they were up huge, like 25 points, I think, with like 5 or 6 minutes left. Syracuse kind of goes on that like run, and they only lost by 10. So Syracuse covered. North Carolina did not cover. That's a bad beat right there. Yeah, at one point I think they're up 30 plus. 10 minutes left in the game. Whew. All right, looks like they're sitting JT Toppin. I think they're gonna do a little defensive possession for Tech, have him out of the game. Offensively, put him back in the game. A little offense defense switch. Make sure he doesn't pick up that third foul. Peterson 8 points, just hit a floater, 3 for 8. Not as great, as hot as last week or last game, obviously. Yep, Rick turns it over. Yeah, Petty, he's just so small, like he wants to hit that step back jumper, but so he's kind of like leading him, directing him to the basket and take that shot because he's a small guy and Tiller can block his shot whenever he switches on him. Oh, he had Badunga open. Oh, Pearson draws another foul. Going to the bonus on the floor, so 1-on-1. Tech with 8 fouls now. But yeah, it was the name of the game. I told y'all, like, Kansas can draw fouls on Tech. They'll be at the advantage. They'll limit their threes because that's how Tech scores a lot of their points. On the paint from the three. Yeah, they're doing like net rating of tearing pizza on and off the floor. They're pretty good with both. Obviously, they're better with them on the floor, but yeah, even without him, like I'd say this line maybe jumped up like a point, if that. I would still like Kansas. I love for him to play. I think he makes his team better, but Kansas is still a pretty good team. They had a tough non-conference schedule, but bounce back. What they're doing in the Big 12 is huge. Yeah, they really want Watts to take a contested threes. They're giving him that shot. Chest is feeling it. Hit a hard chest day today. Whew. Feeling sore. Yeah, 0 field goals for Tech in the past almost 4 minutes. 7-0 Kansas run. Yeah, Houston plays BYU on Saturday. The gauntlet just gets bigger for BYU. Big 12 is insane. Yeah, but don't go almost goaltended. Sorry, off of the 3. If he can hit a 3 or 2, that's huge. Make him a little bit more of a offensive threat. Tiller with another foul. I don't know how much that is on him. Now Kansas has to worry about them being in foul trouble. I think that might only be his first or second. Yeah, Watts only 4 for 13 from the field. Missed the free throw. Made the second. Yeah, Kansas can close this out with 4 or 5 point lead going into halftime. Huge win. Pearson trying to draw too many fouls. Wasn't the best shot. You can't give up a 3 here. Yeah, shot's coming. Misses the 3. That shot's there. Oh, give it to Badunga. He's got Petty on him. Oh, yeah. Wide open. That's the thing. They don't have JC Toppin in there. Like, he's just such a big presence for them, both offensively and defensively. That doesn't have the depth. Oh, turnover. Oh, Christian Anderson, he's right there talking to the coach. I don't know. Maybe he just gives it a shot. Honestly, like worst case scenario out there, it looks bad, and they just think in uniform. Yeah, tough shot by DP. I mean, he can hit those. Just a straight up ISO top of the key 3. But nice little 2 for 1. I don't necessarily blame him. Good block by Badunga. Oh, that's a huge 3 for them. Huge 3. So Tech brings it to within 2 points with that 3 right there. Looks like Anderson heading to the locker room. mean, maybe just like food poisoning or something. Like I feel like if you have the flu, like probably not even gonna attempt to play. All right. 20 to 4 seconds around. I assume either an ISO for Darren Peterson or a nice little 2-man game pick and roll. Looks like they're just going to do straight ISO. Oh, no. Little pick and roll. Surprised they didn't double him right there. No, he drives the foul. Drives it in. Gets fouled. I like him being aggressive, not settling for the jump shot because he can get the jump shot. Makes the first one. Tech student section never fails to say something crazy. Missed the second one. So Kansas with 3-point lead going into the half. Pretty good. Really limited Texas Tech defensively. They need to keep that up. But you're just going to have to know that Tech's going to end up hitting some shots in that second half. So you just got to weather the storm here. But really good half for Kansas. Get them in foul trouble. That's the key, and limit their threes. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. And I'll think of a topic to talk about during halftime. Back. Looking pretty good so far. I was just looking through X, and they add another international game for the NFL. I believe it's gonna be in, like, France or something. So, I think they have a total of 9 international games. I get what they're trying to do, trying to expand their audience. That's why they're also having Bad Bunny do the halftime show, try to expand their audience global because, they always wanna make more money. It is what it is, but I don't know. I don't know how it'd be interesting to see how the players feel about all of this. Because I mean, they can go to these countries, but can't really they're, like, working essentially, so if you've ever done work travel, most of the time it's literally just, like, you go there, work, then come back. So, not a ton of, like, actual, like, vacationing at all. So not the biggest fan of international games. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. If I was a pro, I'd be kinda pissed that if I'm the home team, I have to freaking play in some random country instead of my home stadium, sleep in my own bed and stuff. Yeah, not the biggest. Yeah, here we go. Big cat. Look forward to it. 9 international games. London, England, there's 3 games. Madrid, Spain. Melbourne, Australia, that's a new one. Mexico City, Mexico. Munich, Germany. Paris, France, this is also a new one, and then Rio, Brazil. I thought they already did Rio. Maybe it was Sao Paulo? I don't know. They have on the graphic new location, but Big Cat's like, "Yeah, this effing no one wants this," and I tend to Big Cat has a lot of, like, crazy takes that I don't agree with, but what I do agree with. Let's see what else is cooking up. Yeah, tomorrow on our show, maybe a segment we'll do is, like, All-Star. They announced the All-Star reserves. I mentioned, like, Kawhi kinda getting snubbed, then putting LeBron in. Uh, Sengun isn't an all-star, so but KD was an all-star, and I get it. Like KD kind of has been carrying the Rockets at like 37 years old, but Sengun first game after getting snubbed, he had 39 points tonight. And I do think Denny Avdija should have been an all-star. You kind of have to introduce some new all-stars, and I love Jamal Murray getting his first all-star bid. So I'm fine with that. LeBron shouldn't have been an All Star this year, but it's LeBron. They got to glaze him somehow. Interesting. Just seeing this, but this was a tweet from 4 hours ago. Lakers and LeBron are reportedly ready to move on from each other. Yeah, I mean, LeBron doesn't really add anything to this team. He kind of makes them worse. And his salary. That's why I'm really interested to see like his final season is going to be the next season or the season after. It'll be interesting to see the type of salary he takes because I know, like, I give all the respect to him, RIP Kobe, but I never agreed with him taking the amount of salary, knowing how much he wants to win. This is Kobe, but like, dude, take a pay cut. Like, I always defer to Dirk. No, honestly, I think that the ages of a guy like Dirk are kind of done. I think Luca honestly could have been that guy potentially, but we kind of, uh, Nico Harrison hoed him. But the days of guys like Dirk are kind of over. These guys want too much money and they're not willing to sacrifice paycheck, their paycheck in order to win a championship. A lot of guys. So we'll see how much LeBron wants to compete, but I think he'll probably pull a Kobe move in some ways. And I understand the organizations, they want to pay their guys. Hey, you've brought this franchise to the top level, won championships for the city. We want to reward you, but it's like, how about reward the city and that player by, hey, if they're willing to take less money, take less money. Let's build a good team to kind of ride into the sunset and on a high note versus it's always sad when teams are like, barely making the playoffs, maybe not even making the playoffs, and it's the like Legends last season. You want them to go off into the sunset, on a high note with them playing in the postseason. That's my 2 cents on that. It's crazy. And then also today, Terry Rozier will be paid his $26.6 million con salary this season. He won his grievance, whatever that means. That's really wild. I don't think he should be owed any money, honestly. He deliberately, you know, sold himself for betting reasons. I don't know. Not a ton going on. Oh, not really much going on, X wise. I'm trying to see some stuff to react to. Um, yeah. Oh, I'd see it because I remember I said at the beginning of the game they had a graphic showing like bench production. Uh, Texas Tech 354th with 11.5 points per game off the bench. Kansas at 349 with 13.3. BYU right there 351 with only 12.6 points off the bench. Houston 308, 16.9 points off the bench. And then Iowa State as well, 254. I mean, a lot better, but 19.6. Yeah. Missing Dawson Baker real bad for BYU right now. I'll tell you that. He could be easily averaging 10, 12 points a game. Richie, man, I love Richie. He's such a likable guy. I'm really jealous. I remember, I believe I was at BYU his freshman year, and so his wife right now is was also on the women's BYU basketball team. She was a dime piece. I'll tell you that. But then I saw that we started dating and eventually married her. I'm like, dang, it's tough. World's tough out here, man. World's tough. I love Richie. You can't hate the guy at all. You love him, and I think he's raised his stock. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, I think he's going to be a late first round pick. If he falls the second round, be a like top 5 second round pick. And I'm really hoping maybe the Mavs land him somehow. I would love to see him on the Mavs. Him, Cooper Flag, he's just a good glue guy. He can do a little bit of everything. I think he needs to improve, kind of like he can attack off the bounce, but doesn't really have much of a pull-up jumper. Like he'll hit threes, he'll hit the floater. Maybe that's really all teams really need him to do. But if he wants to really level up his game, like work on his handle, I think that's what he can really work on. Man, I feel like this is a long class. All right, looks like Chris Anderson is going through layup lines. He does not look comfortable, I'll tell you that by the look on his face. Interesting. They literally just showed that little snippet of him, and that's it. Almost my computer just froze. Yeah, people tweeting they released the starting lineup. It's like, where is Christian Anderson? He's getting some shots here. Yeah, so many people are pissed off that they didn't know Christian Anderson wasn't starting. That's the one thing about college is you don't really know exactly who's injured and who's not, other than big game play. I wonder if at some point they'll maybe release injury reports, kind of similar to pro sports. This guy's just the NCAA lets teams just decide if a player is playing literally less than a minute before tip off with no prior information. Yeah, I mean tweet so that Texas Tech. That's so funny. Yeah, that I will say that is pretty frustrating as a handicapper for sure. But it is what it is. You got to scour through X sometimes, like I did with Darren Peterson. I was curious if he was playing or not because that kind of affects how I looked at the game. and the number that I'm willing to play. All right, at a half, Kansas gets the ball. Turnover, entry pass in the Badunga. Not the greatest angle for that pass from Tiller. So hate to start off, the half right there. Well, shoot a three, miss a three. They got to keep playing because Texas Tech can get hot any second. So they keep need to contest these threes. That was a little bit of a foul. I thought White got fouled, but he got his own rebound, put it back in. Kansas up 5. Toppin with the three. Nope. Not really his shot, but long, shoot three, long rebounds, check out the rebound again. Yeah. Yeah. Tech, I guess, they don't hit those shots, but it's tough. Christian Anderson on the bike right now. Honestly, if he hasn't tested at this point, I don't think he's going to play. Yeah, that's the one thing that counts as game. He's not a consistent 3-point shooter. I got Toppin on council. I'm JT, get him the ball. Here comes a double. Look for the three. Oh, Petty has open three. Got to knock those down. Oh, almost an offensive foul. Watch with a little push in the back. Another offensive rebound. Dang. I'm surprised Council was still on top of for some reason. So it's the easy basket. Oh, what's up, my guy Champy? Just watch what Kope's going to do to Darren Injuredson. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, Arizona is the best team in the nation right now. Arizona's size. That's what's. I mean, honestly, that's what's killing Tech right now is Kansas's size, but Arizona is even bigger than Kansas, and they're deep too. So I mean, I agree with you. Arizona is the team to beat. They're just huge on their whole lineup. You got a Waka coming off the bench too, 6'10", Nick 6'10". I mean, that's why they beat BYU. That's BYU's issues. They're not big enough. Peterson with the steal. Foul. Oh, he almost got that to go and land one. But Toppin has 3 fouls now. That's huge for Toppin. He gets a 4th foul. Barely under 17 minutes. He has 3 fouls. No bueno for Texas Tech. Yeah, foul by JT. Give up the layup. Not worth the foul. Taking yourself out of this game. Dang, they leave JT in. All right. Kind of ballsy, but you got to trust your senior, your best player, especially with Anderson out. Yeah, but this is what Champy said. I agree with you. Just watch Cope. He gonna do the Darren Anderson on Monday to get that one. I mean, I agree with you. I'd be interested to see what the line is. Is it in Tucson or is it in Lawrence? Let me check that real quick. It's in Lawrence next Monday. That'll be big Monday. I'll go live again for that one. But I'd say line probably Arizona minus 2.5, 3.5 maybe. Atwell with another three. Honestly, he's been their most consistent shooter. They're hanging around. Texas Tech down two. For how bad they've been playing. That's what I'm worried about. That's why I didn't take Kansas straight up money line. Like this team could get hot any second. Another post entry pass stolen by Tech. Not good execution by Kansas. You only give up a three. The Watts hits a three. Tech 1 point lead. They played horribly and they're up by one. Not a good sign for Kansas. This is what I was worried about. JT gets the offensive rebound, put back. Texas Tech currently up three, 39-36 on Kansas. 15 minutes left in the game. Ado Texas, another turnover by Kansas. Reminds me of what BYU looked like against Kansas, Arizona. Uh-oh. Three? Oh, he's hot. Yeah, 6 point game now. Like I said, Tech can get hot from three. But I think Kansas will weather the storm, kind of settle in a little bit. They just got to limit their turnovers. They're not getting any offensive possessions. I think they had within those last 4 to 5 possessions for Kansas, I think 3 of them were turnovers, and you just can't do that. You got to keep scoring on Texas Tech because they're going to hit some shots, like I said, and they have been. Yeah, I forgot this week we have Duke Carolina game. Duke at North Carolina. Duke's probably going to be like 4.5 point favorites on that one. 3.5, 4.5. I'd take Duke. Duke's just too good. Carolina is too finicky. You know, they have really good games and then they don't look good. But I'd take Duke on that one. UConn at St. John's. UConn's going to dominate. Illinois at Michigan State. I think Illinois takes it. Illinois looks so good. They just beat Nebraska at home. I was on Nebraska end, but I was saying numbers wise, Illinois was the side, but I just really wanted to go with the Big Red and Hoiberg, who I think is the best coach in the nation right now. Kansas at Tech right now. Houston at BYU. As much as I want to say BYU really needs to win this game to have a good signature win on their resume. But I'm very hesitant to pick BYU to win this game. I'd say the line's probably like Houston minus 2.5. But BYU, I will say, really needs to win this game. Tennessee at Kentucky. I take Tennessee. Kentucky had that big win against Arkansas, but Arkansas is kind of similar to North Carolina. They look really good some games and then really bad other games. They beat Tech earlier in the year, but I take Tennessee on that, even though Tennessee hasn't been super consistent themselves. I'm just not super high on this Kentucky team. A&M at Alabama. Alabama's kind of fallen off a little bit, but I take them at home against A&M. Florida at Texas A&M. Give me Florida. Michigan at Ohio State. Michigan, obviously, and then Utah State at New Mexico. Utah State, but Utah State's looked a little vulnerable. Let's see if Kansas can answer out of the timeout. No one counts with the floater. It's good. Cuts it to a 4-point lead for Texas Tech. See, that's what happens when you don't turn over the ball. You got a chance at, scoring. Yeah, Kansas needs to rebound better. But that's Texas Tech's that's our offense. Get JC Toppin in a little two-man game, get him in a little short roll position, make him make a decision. He either shoots the little floater, which he's really good at, or he makes a pass to a corner, the wing for an open three, or he hits Watts for maybe a duck down, especially if Watts is against one of those guys that, even though he's kind of undersized for the four position, he's a bigger, stronger guy. He'll take on skinnier guys, especially guards. He'll get them down in the post and play bully ball a little bit. But we have another timeout. Too many timeouts. Yeah, it's actually kind of insane that even UCF beating Kansas and Tech earlier last week, and they beat number 26 at Texas A&M. They're still not ranked in the AP top 25. I think that's pretty disrespectful, honestly. Like, they have some bad losses, but they have better wins than BYU, honestly. I think Hornets won their 7 straight. It's good for me because Spencer chose their losses. I need them to keep winning. Yeah, do you guys think that Chet Holmgren should have been All-Star over Alfred Şengün? I mean, it's just the fact that OKC is the number one seed in the NBA, and they've had such a right now. They kind of obviously coming down to earth, but the start of the season they're so good. I think that's the reason why. All right. Came out of timeout. You got to get those 50-50 balls, Kansas. Deflected it on the inbounds, but couldn't come up with the steal. Yeah, Tech can beat Kansas without Christian Anderson. That's a huge good rebound by White. You're right, 3 fouls. But yeah, he's been pretty quiet as he only has 5 points. It's been the Council Badunga Peterson show. But Marco Jackson's off. Need some production from these bench players for Kansas if you're gonna want to try to win this game. It's tough. Atwell another three, top of the key. Yeah, 7 point lead for Tech. Trey White answers that three with one of his own. But it's tough not having Bryson Tiller in there because then Watts is just gonna post up the smaller guarding him. Atwell tries it. Nope. All right, you got to push this. Yep, that's what Melvin Council does. Ace. All right, 45-43. Kansas cuts the lead down to 2. Hopping with that little floater. It's a shot. Got great touch. All right, knocked back to a 4-point lead. Oh, that was tough. Marco Jackson drives it in, tries a little floater himself, got fouled. Kind of looked like a block initially, but I'm pretty sure he got hit on the wrist. Yeah, Kansas needs to try to get some easy buckets in transition. Like without Peterson on the floor, it's tough to get some decent half court offense. Jackson hits both. Wow. First bench points for either team. Wow. I forgot Outwell started the game. This is where the bench squads coming in. Badunga out, Tiller back in. Yeah, double topping. Foul. Rosario fouls Outwell on the ground. Well, under 12 timeouts. This is a tough, good game. I would love to get a little bit of cushion, Kansas take the lead, but I think it'll be a close game. But yeah, Texas Tech could very well pull away, especially if they start hitting their shots and Kansas stalls a little bit offensively. Big question is Darren Peterson going to play the whole game? That would be a big thing. That if that were to happen, I like Kansas' chances. All right. Coming out of the timeout. All right. Just under 12 to play in the game. Tech up 2, I believe, with the ball. 47-45. Eddie hits the 3. That's their game. Inside out, Toppin gets doubled. Got to rotate, limit those 2-point shots. They're getting some decent, good looks, and they're hitting them now. So 5-point lead now for Tech. Oh, good defense by Toppin. He jumped on Tiller, a pump fake, but he's able to stay vertical and not foul. Watts is going to be exactly where he likes to, backing down a smaller guard. Feeding Toppin again. Down to the floor. Tech gets the ball back. Top of the 3, Key, another one. Tech up 8 now. See, this is where it gets dangerous. They start hitting threes. Tech 6 for 12. Kansas 1 for 3 in the second half. 3-pointer. That's where it gets dangerous. Tech gets hot. It's tough to stop them. They have shooters everywhere. Tech. The Badunga. I don't love that shot. Should have gave it to Badunga. Danger zone for Kansas right here. And Watts just gets the one-on-one back down. Little jump hook. Tech up 10 now. And Watts 6 for 18. He's been shooting a ton. And Dawson with the quick 3, not in. Yeah, this is danger area for Kansas. Yeah, you have to go big. Yeah, it is interesting to on Petty. You got to come with the help. But then you leave the open 3. Oof, dodged a bullet there. Give it to Badunga. I like playing a little bit through Badunga. Yep, takes it right at top end. I like that. You need if you're Kansas, go south, you got to play through Badunga. JT Toppin has 3 fouls. You got to play through him. Yeah, now you got Tiller on Watts. So, well, he scores right around him. Back to a 10-point game. You just got to know Watts wants to go over his left shoulder. He's going to do a hook shot, a little right hand hook. Yeah, I mean, he's been putting up shots. 7 for 19, not necessarily super efficient, but 17 points for Watts. All right, took Toppin out. Got to hit that, Melvin. Melvin Council hits a big 3 from the top of the key. But they're going to leave him open, so he's got to hit shots like that. 7-point lead for Tech. All right, Watts is going to go at El Marco Jackson. You get triple teamed. Wow. All right, I guess Badunga jumped up and fouled him, but on the floor, no shot. Whew, danger time for Kansas. And of course, the Clippers are just getting destroyed in the first quarter by the Sixers. 19-point game, 38-19 at the end of the first. And I bet Clippers, honestly. Got to win at least one bet tonight. Yeah. They're down 19 now. Clippers. 21 now. Yeah, Maxey already hits 4 for 5 for 3. So that'll do it. Total, they're 7 for 11 for 3, 7 for 31 from the field. The Clippers shooting terribly. But long game, still 9 minutes left in the second quarter. So they're playing in LA, which makes me feel better about their chances coming back. But definitely not a good way to start. Kansas got a rebound. They get out rebounded off on the offensive glass. It's a disaster for them because more shots Texas Tech gets, they're gonna end up making some of them. I still think they need to play through Badunga rather than Peterson right now. Need a better angle to get him the ball. Nope. Sure. Give it to Badunga. Yep, play through Badunga. Bad. Jump ball. Tech gets the ball back. Not a good possession from Badunga. I like him with the hands in the post, but he got kind of trapped under the basket right there. Still doubling Toppin so that skip pass on the opposite side is going to be open. Watts with a crazy bank shot, right hook over Tiller. That's a tough shot. Tough shot. You got to know he's, like I said, he's going over his left shoulder, right hand hook. Yeah, a good seal by Badunga. It's there. We got to play through Badunga. Truly believe it. And just get stops and rebounds on the defensive end. Limit threes. Yeah. There's that's Toppin shot, that little push shot, but good defense. Kind of forced that three right there, Peterson. He's looking mortal tonight. Oh, I almost cashed another three. I like this push the ball. I give it to Tiller. Got a small guy on him. Oh, it was pretty good defense, honestly. Give it to Badunga or Council. Good take by Council. Petty looks a little gimpy. All right, 5-point game. Let's go, Kansas. Lock in. All right. Grant McCaslin, Texas Tech, calls a timeout. See, that's what you need to do as Kansas. You're not hitting your outside shots really. You need to feed the ball into the post, work through that way. If you get an open three, take it. But I think they just need to keep playing good defensively. That's what's going to, possibly win you the game is close out in those 3-point shooters. Make sure you good rotations and box out, get the rebound. Long shots equal long rebound, so they got to get the rebound. All right. So they're a commercial break right now. coming out of the timeout. But they're just literally going to have to under 4 timeout because 4 right now. So 16 seconds next that ball. Pretty much. They're going to get another timeout, which is kind of fun. But then is what it is. It's been a watch. Kansas only has 1 timeout left. 4 minutes left. Got to get a stop right here for Kansas. Got to rotate over. Oh, he missed the bunny. Missed the bunny. So they double teamed. Watts got the ball right under the basket. Council didn't rotate over like he was supposed to, but he missed the bunny layup. That's big. Yeah, you got to go to Badunga. No, he didn't want the ball right there. Tough shot. I didn't like that shot, but that was pretty lucky. Not going to go. Not going to lie. Trey White tried to draw the foul, and he just banked it off and somehow made it. All right, 3-point game. 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes left. Huge stop if Kansas can get one here. Drop in. Oh, Watts with another rebound. That was a huge 3 if he was able to make that. Got the offensive rebound again. Let's see what Kansas does. I still think they need to see if they can get forward. Oh, I'm surprised that wasn't a foul. Big empty possession for Kansas. Oh, you all look at Toppin. Got DP on him. Yeah. All right, looks like Tech is going to run something. Whew. This is big right now. I have +4.5, and Tech is up by 3. Yeah, that was good defense. He just forced that shot. Oh, Kansas challenging. There, Peterson got kind of a hand while Watts was trying to back him down on the ball. Goes out of bounds. This is huge because this is their last time out. Oh, it is Kansas's ball. Peterson hit it, but it left the fingertips of Watts. Yeah, that's Kansas's ball right there. Great challenge by Bill Self. That's off of Watts. That's off of Watts. Off of Watts right there. Yeah, it was clearly off of Watts' hand. Right there. The announcers are saying it could go either way. I think it's clearly off of Watts. Like, I'd be very shocked if it is not Kansas's ball right here. Be very surprised if it's not Kansas's ball. It is Kansas's ball. It's a huge get back. You cut it at 1, possibly tie the game. Oh, they keep a Tech ball. I was very shocked. I think it was clearly off of Watts' fingertips. I disagree with that call. That's tough because that's Kansas's last time out. Not good. They have to get a stop right here, or else I think they're cooked. Yeah, that is cooked. They deem undisputable evidence, but I think there was clear evidence. Going straight to Toppin. Got a pretty easy bucket inside over Tiller. Yeah. 5-point game. 2:20 left. Don't panic if you're Kansas. Just run your offense. Good two-man game. Tiller with the lob to Badunga. Great play out at the timeout. Three-point game again. They're going right back to Toppin, which I would do the exact same thing. Oh, good defense by Tiller. He gets the block. Yeah, sometimes the 4-5 pick and roll game confuses them because it's like, are we switching? Like, what are we doing? Right back to Toppin. Travel. Picked up that pivot foot. Big turnover. Kansas needs to capitalize off of this. They need to score. Tech gonna challenge this? You don't need a three here if you're Kansas. Just keep playing through Badunga. I don't love that jump shot by Tiller. Oh, wow. I thought that was Tech's ball. Yep, Tech's challenging it. Yeah, I think it's Tech's ball. Even though they got the last challenge wrong, I think this one it's Tech's ball. I think it went off of Tiller. I didn't like that jump shot by Tiller. I think you feed Badunga, see what you can get inside. Oh, yeah. Unless they deem this one inconclusive. This one might be inconclusive. I see this play. I think it probably is Tech's ball, but again, this is I think more indisputable than the other one. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to make a prediction because probably going to be the opposite of whatever I say. They do say there is conclusive evidence. So again, I'm wrong. I do think it is Texas Tech's ball, but based off of that replay, I don't think there was really conclusive evidence. But who knows what I know? All right, this is big possession. Minute 30 left. Kansas no timeouts, down 3. They do have the possession error though, so if they get a tie up jump ball, they get the ball back. But if they can stay a single digit game, this is big for Kansas. Oh, wow. They turn it over, pass it in to JT Toppin, but trying to pass it back in, but Watts turned his back. That's a bad turnover. That's a bad turnover. Try to get a good possession if you're Kansas. Peterson with a contested three from the corner. That was not a good shot whatsoever, but what happens when you're a pro? You hit tough shots. Oh, blocked by Badunga on Toppin. Oh, they showed a visual of three-pointers, and I remember when I said Tech was 6 for 12, 6 for 18 now. They've missed 6 straight. Haven't hit one since then. That is such a tough shot. What a shot. Toppin misses it. Just don't go into overtime. Anything but overtime. I just want to freaking cover. 50 seconds left. Tie game. Peterson with a three. Ooh, cold-blooded three by Peterson. All right, yeah. Based off of this, I think he's the number one pick if it stays healthy. He's hitting some tough shots, and he hasn't had a great game, honestly. Tech misses the three. They got a foul. No shot clock. And of course, Peterson's going to get the ball. Yeah, they got a foul. Oh, Trey White turns the ball over. Timeout. I'm going to call a timeout, McCaslin. Too much time off the clock. He's got to attack or call the timeout. I wasted like 10 seconds right there. What a shot. That was cold-blooded right there. I'll tell you that. It was 2 threes by Peterson. The hotel, Holiday Inn. Let's go. Get a stop, Kansas. Get a stop and seal the deal for me. Thing is, Tech doesn't necessarily have to shoot the three right now. They can go for a quick two, extend the game a little bit. 10 seconds is tough. If you had 15 seconds, quick two automatically, in my opinion. Hope for a missed free throw. So maybe they just do initial action, see if you can still get the quick two. If not, kick it out for a three. I think that's the plan. I still think you can go for the two. It's just going to be a lot tighter because then you have to immediately foul afterwards. No, Kansas might foul. That's actually true. I think if it's under 5 seconds, Kansas will foul. In the backcourt, yeah, they got to go for three now. And Council does foul him. Yeah, and they still have 2 more fouls to go before Tech is in the bonus. So great foul call. 7.5 seconds now. Tech, I think, calls their last time out. Yeah. So I think they're going to do another foul, catch and shoot, like they're saying right now. You don't. But I think there's enough time on the clock. I don't think they'll necessarily do a catch and shoot unless it's like clear. They're going for the foul, especially with continuation nowadays. You see if you're going to just draw a foul shooting a three. So this will be interesting. Misses the three. Oh. Loose ball. No. Kansas, 4.5, live on the watch along stream. I knew it. I didn't know Christian Anderson was going to be out, to be honest. Surprised everyone, but Kansas size, man. Texas Tech, the thing they lack is depth. That's what killed them today. Clip that. A great game. Kansas is the real deal. Makes me feel a little bit better about BYU, but BYU really needs to beat Houston. It's a tough matchup, but they got to beat Houston. They have to have the signature win. And honestly, I think they can make a statement win against Arizona in Tucson as well. But Arizona's the real deal. That's the thing. All right. Catch y'all later. I got an early morning tomorrow. We'll probably be live with our normal show tomorrow. So look out for that normal time. See y'all later. Peace out.